Hey guys, my name is James, and today I'd like to ask you, the viewer, about filaments. What is your best or what is your go-to filament for 2021? Now, over the course of 3D printing, I've gone through many different types of filaments. Some good, some bad, but there is always a mainstay filament that I always fall back to when it comes to filament. This is like the staple filament that I always use, especially when it comes to anything that has to deal with structure or any type of strength. There are a lot of filaments that are very beautiful, very pretty, very vibrant in colors. The filament that I always seem to fall back on is the CC3D white filament. I think it's called the Super PLA or PLA Max, something like that. You know what? Let me just go get the box. So here's the box. This is what it looks like. It's the CC3D Super Max filament. As a matter of fact, I have something going right now with the Super PLA that's being printed. You know, if you take a look at the Super Max PLA, it's not like the prettiest thing compared to some of the others. You know, these actually have vibrant colors. They're very aesthetically pleasing to look at. Like, I think this lime green is very beautiful. It's a PETG and it's a translucent green. It's a little washed out because of the lighting, but it is a very good or very nice looking green. I was actually surprised that it came out like this. And then this is another transparent PETG. Now all these PETGs have a issue of warping, especially if you don't have a heated enclosure. There is a little plug-in in Cura which may help with the warping. This is a Hatchbox Yellow filament, the pale yellow that I really liked, and I ran out of it, bought a second roll. You can see that the hue or tint is slightly different than the original, but they are the same filament, and it's because they came out of a different batch. And I think that's the difference between a good and bad quality filament, that the good quality filament actually has a good consistency when it comes to color matching. Gone through many of these silk gold filament with different brands, and they seem to have the same properties, which leads me to believe that many of them come from the same manufacturer. They're just rebranded and relabeled. Depending on what type of color additives that are actually put into the filament, it does change the properties of the filament. Like the emerald silk filament and the copper filament, it does get a little bit brittle, and there is a lack of adhesion, layer adhesion to those filaments. Again, it doesn't matter which brand it is. It's just that when you add those color additives, something within the bonds actually change in the filament. And maybe that's why this white filament is a very good filament, because it's a virgin filament where no colors have been added to the filament. And maybe that's why it's structurally sound and better than a lot of the other filaments. When it comes to the strength and adhesion, let me know if you guys have used this CC3D Supermax filament before, and what are your thoughts on it. So for 2021, this is still my go-to filament. I would like to know if there are any other better type of filaments that are out there. I'm talking about regular use go-to filament. I'm not talking about the very expensive, exotic, like the polycarbonates and carbon fiber type of filaments, which I know would have better structural strength, but they're not going to be the ones that I use every day. So I really like to know, what is your go-to filament for 2021? What specifically do you like about it? Is it the color? Is it the ease of use? Is it consistency? The strength of it? What is it that you like about it? Thanks guys, I appreciate your comments, likes, and subscribes. I think it's about time that I try to make some good time lapses. If you guys have any suggestions on how to do that, leave it in the comments below. If you guys know of any good models on Thingiverse for time lapses, leave that in the comments below also. Thanks. As you can see, I've been printing some arms for the camera to prepare for time lapsing.